everyone, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Pranvera Bardhoshi, and I'm a writer and a poet. So, today's episode is inspired by my novel Lost. But this is not really about my book, it's about the bigger and deeper topic behind it: immigration. So, a few months ago, I published my novel Lost, a story about a 15-year-old girl who flees her home together with her brother and her parents. So they leave their country together and travel towards what they can only describe as an unknown destination. And eventually they end up in London. And from the outside, you might think that after they arrive, everything gets better. But life doesn't follow fairy tale rules. And there is no happily ever after that magically appears when you cross the border. You carry the fear, you carry the memories, you carry the trauma that always will live with you, even while you're trying to build a new life in a new country. The reason I wrote this story is because there are millions of people who know exactly what that feeling is like. And there are also many people who cannot relate it with the feeling at all, which I think they are the lucky ones in some way. Sometimes the way immigrant people are talked about is harsh, insensitive, or unfair. I wanted to create something that lets readers step into an immigrant's world, even for a moment, and understand the human side of that experience. Immigrant isn't just a word, it's loss, it's hope, it is fear and courage. It's starting again from zero, even when you're still shaken from everything you left behind. So before I continue, I want to read a short part of my book. As the crowd was sorted, her father instructed, "We stay together. We don't separate, understand?" They nodded silently. The water seemed dark, but the sky was bright with the moonlight. The tides were high. Then she thought to herself, stepping into that cold water felt like touching death. Her heart froze. Why is the sky calm and the sea so angry? Aren't they supposed to be calm or angry at the same time? She didn't know much about the sea. She had never been to the beach before. And now, the first time she stood at the shore, the sea was rough and dark, with big splashy waves as if it were trying to tell her something. Don't go. Don't get into that scuff. Eva felt the danger deep in her bones, but she wasn't able to make a decision for herself. Not now and not here. Packed into the raft, they were soon soaked and shivering, along with a young woman and her baby. Entire families clung to one another, each carrying invisible hopes and fears. The sea was furious, as if it was alive, angry at what was happening. Eva couldn't tell whether the sea was angrier than she was, or if it simply reflected the rage of the world. The sky was lit by the moon, the waves towering, people were crying, screaming, holding into each other. By the time everyone was finally packed in the raft, or floating death trap, as Eva called it in her head, they were soaked and shaking from the cold, the fear, from everything. Entire families soaking wet, trembling, leaving behind everything, all for the distant promise of a better life. But even paradise, when crossed through hell, leaves scars, she thought to herself. Should we be punished for wanting more, for wanting better? Is that why this is happening to us? So this is just a short page. So this is just a short paragraph of her traveling experience. But like Eva's story, there are millions and millions out there. So now, before I close this episode, there is something important I want to talk about. Something about America. Immigration has changed so much. We are so blessed to live in America. I personally feel very blessed to live in America. And a lot of people take that for granted. As an immigrant myself, I am beyond grateful for the chance to live in this country, to build a future that wasn't always guaranteed. But at the same time, I ask myself something that I think many people feel but don't always say it out loud. Has America changed? Have the values this country was built on, the values that inspired so many immigrants to come here, shifted? Has the meaning of freedom changed? In many ways, I believe it has. The way immigrants are talked about today doesn't always reflect the America that so many of us dreamed of. And I'm not speaking about people who committed crimes. That's a completely different situation. And of course, those actions should be handled seriously. I'm talking about regular people, everyday people, people who work hard, people who try to support their families, people who send money back home or try to build something new here, people who just want safety, dignity, and a chance to live, a chance for a better life, an opportunity to work. So these individuals, this one shouldn't be forgotten, ignored, or placed into the same negative category. Not all immigrants are the same, and many have done so much good for this country. America gave them freedom, acceptance, opportunity, a place to belong. So when we talk about immigration, I hope you remember the human beings behind the label. I hope you remember what they have gone through, how hard they have worked, and how much they contributed. Also, how much they sacrificed. And yes, there will be always people who do wrong in any group, in any community, but instead of putting everyone together and judging them the same way, we should separate action from identity. We should talk about people with fairness, compassion, and understanding. Because the America that so many immigrants believed in, the America of opportunity, dignity, and freedom, is worth protecting. I myself, when I first arrived in America, I felt home. I felt so welcomed and so included and accepted for who I was. And I wish that's how every immigrant is accepted and included. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. It means the world to me that you're here, and I can't wait to keep sharing more about life, identity, writing, growth, and stories that shape who we are. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace to you and to the world.